They're off for the first. An almost perfect start. Papidon left toward the back with General Chief in the early exchanges. Sky Rizzy moves up, Talona challenging already. Noble Monarch rushing up on the rail. Golden Monarch is the one racing out wide, followed by Linstead Market and Little Grovey Thing. 5 lengths separates that group. They've left the half mile and go spinning into that turn for home. Turn on the Light is racing in behind horses, followed by General Chief the Grey, Sticky Don just a length down, and last of all it's Papidon as they've left the 3 and make their way toward the 5/16th on the top of the lane. Talona has now taken charge and enjoys a 2 or 3 length lead, being chased by Sky Rizzy. Golden Loyalty racing on the outside. Noble Monarch is racing in behind them. Linstead Market in the red cap now in behind the front rank, but it is Talona under a vigorous ride and the right hand stick. Sky Rizzy now comes a calling on the outside. That's where the battle is. The rider quickly changes the stick on Talona to the left hand and is asking for more, and Talona continues to cling on to the lead. Sky Rizzy ever getting closer inside the final 16th. It is Talona and Sky Rizzy. Talona and Sky Rizzy. Talona and Sky Rizzy drive to the line. Sky Rizzy beats Talona. Over on the rail, that's Little Grovey Thing racing out wide, the favourite. Turn on the Light. General Chief is also in the fray.
They're off and racing. Not a bad line as Code Red wants that lead. Red 32 tracking on the outside. Ray Henry getting down in the mix. Right there too, that's Blood Diamond. Just on the outside, that's a Barbecue. Just on the inside of Barbecue, that's Passion and Beyond. And racing at the back of the field, Medal of Gold. They go toward the 4, and on that lead, it is Code Red. Now overtaken by Hooray Henry. Right there too on the inside of Hooray Henry, that's Red 32. Blood Diamond tracks them in 3rd. Backing out in 4th, that's Code Red. Just behind Code Red and coming on Barbecue. Then come on the outside and not making progress, the favorite. That's Passion and Beyond, and racing at the back of the field, Medal of Gold. They're at the top of the lane. Red 32, Hooray Henry. It's a good fight out wide and trying to join that party. That's Blood Diamond coming on the inside with a good-looking run. That's Barbecue, but it's Red 32, Hooray Henry. Barbecue coming against the rail, a furlong to travel. It's Red 32 in front of Barbecue. Hooray Henry still there. Code Red coming back for more. It's Red 32 in front. It's Red 32 hanging on. Here comes Code Red trying to get the Red 32, but Red 32 and Terrific Tevin Foster going on to score from holding on for second. That looks to be Code Red running on from Out of the Clouds. That's Passion and Beyond. Back in 4th, that's Barbecue.
Seven and a half furlongs. They're off. Almost perfect start. Star Aurora gets the best beginning and goes on to grab an early lead. Bob the Builder in close pursuit a length down as they charge away down the back stretch and make their way toward the 6. Cutout has made good progress on the rail and begins to challenge Star Aurora for that lead. Bob the Builder moving down on the outside now retakes second over Cutout, backing out into 3rd. Star Quest running in 4th, possibly 5.5 to 6 lengths off that lead. A further length and a half to lock down. A break of a length to Mr. Lee as they leave the 5, and Fearless Mission trails. They're running down the back stretch, about to leave it. They're about to arrive at the half mile, and Star Aurora continues to set the fractions. Leading up by some 2 lengths, Cutout continues the chase. Bob the Builder now asked to get going, beginning to gain some momentum as they leave the 7/16. 3 lengths back to Star Quest, 2 to lock down. A length and a half to Mr. Lee, and a huge gap to Fearless Mission. He has a mountain to climb as they run toward the final 5/16. Star Aurora out in front. Cutout continues the chase. Bob the Builder will attack widest of them all as they're into the top of the lane. And still Star Aurora holds on to the advantage. Bob the Builder now let loose. Star Quest is battling down against the rail. Cutout left in behind them and begins to fade. Lockdown is the one on the outside, and the blue cap now asked to charge up late. But they approach the final furlong. Star Aurora being caught by Bob the Builder. Star Quest is looking for somewhere to to go. Star Roar on the rail. Bob the Builder. Star Quest continues to hunt for racing room, but it's not there at the moment. Star Aurora being caught by Bob the Builder. They run toward the line. Star Aurora hanging on grimly. May just have done it over Bob the Builder. Then Star Quest close between Mr. Lee and Lockdown.
Often Racing. That's a beautiful line. Going for that lead, that's Blind Vengeance. Skillet Arms is also in the mix right there too. That's My Eclipse, pinched back a bit. Right against the rail, that's Midnight Runner. Then about 3 or 4 lengths before we come to Shine Like the Sky and Candy Girl. They go past the 4 and head toward the 3. Blind Vengeance in front of Midnight Runner, chasing in second. Right there in a third, that's Skillet Arms. Right on the inside of Skillet Arms, that's My Eclipse, about 6 or 7 lengths before we come to Shine Like the Sky Candy Girl, running her own private race at the back of the field. They're coming at the top of the lane, and it is Midnight Runner, paced against the rail. Coming forward in the middle, that's My Eclipse. Just on the outside of those, 4, trying to line up for 4 across the track. That's Skillet Arms, and just wide of Skillet Arms, that's Blind Vengeance, but it is Midnight Runner making short work of these. Midnight Runner begins to pull away. Midnight Runner and Tyrese Anderson leaving them in the dust. Midnight Runner, about 7 or 8 lengths. Running on for second, that's Shine Like the Sky, got tied for third. Either My Eclipse or Skillet Arms.
Now they're off. Down Star, Bubbling Brown Sugar. They took off at the back of the field. As they charged toward the 6, Fort Haldane, stepping off that rail in the blue silks, grabs an early lead. Never chasing, with Chesney racing right there, Security Code just on their outside. These are separated by maybe 5 lengths. A Bomb Knight racing just on the outside of Golden Lawyer as they charge away toward the 5, Bubbling Brown Sugar second from the back, and Town Star trails the field. They're heading toward the half-mile and the exit of the backstretch, and Fort Haldane attempts to go all the way, opening up a 2.5 to 3 length lead, never chasing as they leave the half-mile. Chesney's right there. Toward the outside, making ground, that is Security Code, overtaken now by Golden Lawyer as they go running toward the 3. Security Code begins to fade, overtaken by Town Star. Toward the back of the field, Bubbling Brown Sugar moving ahead of 1. That's Bomb Knight. 5/16 to catch Fort Haldane, out in front with a commanding lead at the top of the lane. Never chasing best of the rest. Chesney taken out 3 wide, over against the rail and asked to kick in. That's Golden Lawyer, but they run toward the final 3/16, and Fort Haldane continues to deny them. Golden Lawyer is on the rail. Never the grey just on the outside of that one. Chesney is continuing to step out wide. It's Fort Haldane now running on fumes as Golden Lawyer snatches the lead, and Golden Lawyer has it inside the final 16th. It is Golden Lawyer and devastating Dane Dawkins beginning to roar away from this field. He spraying them with sand. Golden Lawyer wins by a handy margin. Fort Haldane second. Chesney could be third over Never. Close with Bubbling Brown Sugar.
This is the cash-out leg of the Reggae 6. Often Racing. Glittering Goodness misses it and left at the back of the field as reportable as going through that newspaper of record, going down on the outside and now going through that Moonlight Song. So Moonlight Song in front of racing in second, that's a newspaper of record. Chanchan tracking in a third as they go past the 4. Then comes Humble Lady. Dixie Flyer comes next, reportable offense. Sweet Biscuit, and just racing at the back of the field, that's Glittering Goodness. Glittering Good. They go past the 3, head toward the 2, and on that lead is still in front and traveling well. That is a Moonlight Song with the lead. Shan Shan set to light and asks to come forward right against the rail. That's the Newspaper of Record. And Newspaper of Record coming through powerfully. Newspaper of Record now hit the front from racing in second. Moonlight Song. Shan Shan left back against the rail. In third, it's Newspaper of Records beginning to go away from them. Coming to the half a furlong pole. Newspaper of Record is in total control and beyond recall. Newspaper of Record sprinting clear. The battle is clearly on for second. Reportable Offense and Shanshan racing down there. Newspaper of Record got tight for second between Reportable Offense and Shanshan. Then comes Moonlight Song and Dixie Flyer back in fifth.
They're off. Perfect start. Big Buzz gets it quickly. Rab's Treasure racing down to the outside. Danka sandwich in between horses. The speedy Miss Money Penny joins that group, and they're in a tight cluster as they race to the half mile. Thousand Treasures is left in behind them, and at the back of the field it's Prince Roy. A half a mile to run. They spin into that turn and make their way toward the 3, and it is Danka pressed all the while by Miss Money Penny. Racing just in behind them. Ralph's Treasure is now moving down into third. Big Buzz is racing in fourth. A break back to Thousand Treasures, about to be joined by Prince Roy as they arrive at the 5/16th and make their way toward the top of the lane. Miss Money Penny has now snatched a narrow lead. Danka is on the inside in the green silks toward the outside. That's Ralph's Treasure now asked to close the gap. Miss Money Penny battling Ralph's Treasure, and Ralph's Treasure now looks to snatch a very narrow lead over Miss Money Penny. They're inside the final furlong, these two tied in a knot, and Miss Money Penny goes on once again from Ralph's Treasure. Big Buzz now wound up on the outside, but it is Miss Money Penny, the speedy sort, that holds the advantage. Miss Money Penny comes away to win by almost 3. Big Buzz in a tight photo with on the far side, that's Thousand Treasures. In between them, Ralph's Treasure.
Often Racing, that's a good line. As a Great Trick wants that lead, but Heroin rushes through and going past E6. Heroin has that lead on the inside. That's Great Trick. Don Pablo in between horses out wide. That's Dancing in the Breeze. Then comes Let Him Fly. Just behind them on the outside going down, that's Green Gold Rush. Then comes K-Boy. And at the back of the field, that's Silent Cat. They go past the 5, and it's Heron tearing away on that lead. About 3 lengths in front of Don Pablo, racing back there in second. On the inside and improving, that's Great a Trick. Just on the outside, that's Dancing in the Breeze. Then a 4-length gap before we come to K-Boy racing alongside Green Gold Rush. Then comes Let Him Fly, and still at the back of the field, a Silent Cat. They go past T3, and it is Harrowing now, increasing the lead about 4 or 5 lengths in front of Great Trick, toiling into second. Right there against the rail, that's Don Pablo. Still there, Dancing in the Breeze, improving on the outside. That's K-Boy there at the top of the lane, and Harrowing telling this field, Tata coming to the furlong on a half pole with a good-looking lead. Still chasing there into second, that's Great Trick. Harrowing running off a true line, but still has a good cushion. Coming to the furlong pole, Great Trick still there fighting on. K-Boy is also there running on late. That's Green Gold Rush, but Harrowing has flown the coop, and they're clearly battling for second. Harrowing pulling away from them at Harrowing, and Richie Shakes winning this one at ease. Green Gold Rush looks to be second. Then comes a K-Boy against the rail. Back in fourth, that's Great Trick.
They're off. Unruly Dawn came off a beat slowly and left at the back with a lot of catching up to do. She's That Girl, as expected, grabs an early lead. Strike Smart and the Yellow Silks racing next in second as they go flashing past the half mile. There goes Unruly Dawn now, moving by horses and going in pursuit of the fleet-footed leader, She's That Girl. They're separated by 2.5 to 3 lengths. A break of maybe 5 or 6 as they leave the 3 to Miniature Man being pushed out. Strike Smart and Huntsman race as a team, and Unruly Dawn left out, sped at the back. They're coming into the top of the lane. She's That Girl continues to dictate terms up front. She has all the speed as they arrive at the final 3:16. Teflon Don best of the rest, but needs to make up a lot of ground to catch the fleet-footed She's That Girl inside the final furlong. Tajay Suku and She's That Girl opening up a huge gap. A 16th to catch her. It's going to be impossible. They'll never stop. She's That Girl. She has decimated the field and wins the Trevor Slicer Simpson OD Trophy with ease. Maybe by double digits, close between Teflon Don and stablemate Miniature Man. Unruly Dawn is fourth.
They're off and racing. Missing the break, that's Conundrum and Bugatti. Going through for that lead, that's Yorkis sent through for that lead. Yorkis in front, tearing away by about 4 or 5 lengths in front of Bold Move. Then comes the first offense. She's Adorable, right against the rail. That's a Loyal Action. Going down into it, that's Jack Daniel. Then comes on the outside, that's Salud, just on the rail. That is Ahmad Ali, out wide of Ahmad Ali. That's Conundrum, and left at the back of the field, that's Bugatti. But this Yorkis, not messing around, kicks away by about 6 or 7 lengths. Chasing, that's Bold Move, first offense, and She's Adorable. Yorkis in front, coming with just about a furlong and a half to go. Looks to be tiring. It's still Yorkis in front, but here comes first offense coming down the middle of the racetrack with purpose. Also there, that's Bold Move, and now hitting the front, it's first offense in front and first offense in front. But here comes on the outside and coming on, that's She's Adorable. Conundrum also coming, but first offense has the first run on the first offense. Goes on to beat She's Adorable. Conundrum back in third. Then comes Salud. And maybe in fifth could be either Bold Move or Jack Daniel.